Hey everyone, it's me, the one and only the Sparkle Girl, aka Can Sparkle. So this will be the first and last time that I will going to talk about bullying. So, 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 um, so please understand that this is something that I want to do, to get out of the way, so I can focus, you know, on my life, like my life offline, like not just on the internet all the time because I'm usually can be busy on some things from time to time. So anyway, I just wanted to state this. I always wanted to say it like for a long time, and what I wanted to say that it, so let's just start about having people who seem to having to have this sort of hatred to some people, and that sometimes can include up about me sometimes, about some people seem to not like me sometimes, and that's totally fine. But I just like to be honest with you guys. It's kind of really immature, and let's just say it can be irritating. So don't possibly get me wrong, but sometimes people can't allow to not like some people or person in whatever directly whatever they want to. So I'm just saying. So let's get to the point. So I want to say like this. If you have a problem with anyone, or especially with me, we can have a talk about it. As in, like, but if you go and cross the line by whatever you think it's okay to go ahead and keep on saying that you don't like someone or me, personally or something like that, and the more you keep on doing it, the more you upset yourself and others. Because you may think you're the only people who has feelings, but clearly no. You may have feelings, but I just wanted to make a fact that everyone has feelings, not just yourself. And I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I just think you need to think about it, like think twice about it, because you can't just go ahead and come across to either whoever's channel you want to and say I don't like you anymore because you're annoying or something like that, and or whether you think they like I don't like you because you do boring stuff. I mean, that's just pointless. There's no need for any of that. Just because whatever. But I just think it's ridiculous, everyone, because this is just pathetic. And I'm sorry for saying all these stuff, but it is true and it's a fact. I only just want to say this right now because it's just getting run out of hands. So, and I finally have enough with people who think it's alright to go ahead like judging like so soon just because some people saying things, whatever, what they didn't exactly meant to, even though it can be sometimes can be put too late for it, and then some people decide to say that they don't like them just because of it, and also insulting people when about people that has autism. I just think it's kind of get too seriously by attacking to those who has autism. That's just cruel. No matter how much you don't like whoever, that you need to think twice about saying something like that because you don't know who you are dealing with, because that's just getting boring. Because the more you keep saying that you don't like people that has autism, that's just nothing but cruel. You need to think about it. I'm sorry for to disappoint you, but I think whoever you are behind the account, no matter who I'm talking to, like directly, I just think to any of you people out there, online or outside of the internet, just be careful of who you're talking to or who you are dealing with. And no matter whatever the reason is, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you do have a reason or don't. It doesn't mean you have to attack people just because of it. I mean, 'cause it's no point because you're wasting your time attacking people that you don't know who's behind the account because you like I said you barely know who's the person behind the account. And besides, we are different people. We had different personalities, we had different interests, we all had different beliefs, opinion, or whatever. But that still doesn't mean you have to attack no matter how much you like it or not. You still need to think about other people's feelings. And you can't just go and say that you don't like this or that when someone likes it because that's just harsh. And I'm sorry for saying it, but that is bashing someone's opinion. No matter whether you have an excuse or anything, it doesn't. Well, it still doesn't excuse for you to having a go and bashing other people's opinion just because they have different opinion to compared to yours. And I'm sorry everyone, but this is getting far enough. And I'm sorry for saying it, but I had to put my foot down. And yet of course, I would just like to be honest. Like I said before, everyone can have different opinion, beliefs, interests, and personalities. And besides, what I meant by personalities, because some people may act different to how you react to them. So if I get to the point, like if you some of you guys who had this sort of drama with this girl Emma sometimes before, let's just say, I know she can be mean at times, but sometimes we have to accept that we sometimes can be hard on her. So if you guys think about it, like think about how she's feeling right now. And I know she can be mean to you, but you got to think twice that you're also being mean to her. Because I realize that now, because I can be mean to her sometimes too. So, and I learned that, as in, I learned from my mistake. So I'm deciding to give her a chance sometimes because, and besides, she may be a bully to some of you guys, and some of you may still can either give her a chance, and if some of you who either likes her or dislike her or whatever, but it's still no excuse on either you like her or not. So, like I said, I will give Emma a chance you know, to improve her behaviour and try to, try to get to know all of us, So yeah, and I'm not saying to be mean or rude or anything, but I'm just saying it as in the fact that I will give Emma another chance to improve her behaviour and let her make her own decisions. So yeah, and that's the same thing for me as well. Let me have my own decisions as well, and that's the same for all of you guys because everyone can have their own decisions, and that's the whole point, really. Because sometimes when people like either wants to try to stop you from what you try to decide, I just think it's just a waste of energy. So let me just get to the point that people can have their own decisions in their own way, and do it you can deal with it by yourself, nobody else. Okay, thank you. Oh, and yes, can I just be honest? And there's something else I also wanted to mention is that I wish all of you to respect when I want to block some people from my channel and whether I am comfortable with a certain user being on my channel or not. Because if I make the decision to block someone from my channel, then you should not be complaining about it and just deal with who I block. So yeah, I just wanted to be honest. And yes, and also, you also should all need to learn to respect what I want to do with my own channel, and also respect that I want to keep my channel whatever drama free. Yeah. So no matter what, just accept the facts and move on. Thank you very much. And there's some people who seem to have sort of well, let's just say they had this sort of thing by bullying a friend of mine, Kayla, from YouTube. And not just YouTube, but also on Discord or whatever, or Instagram or whatsoever. And can I just be honest? I just think you guys needed to think about it. And I know some of you may think that she can be horrible to you as well, but that's just no excuse. Because no matter what you say, or I'm not taking any sides or anything, but I think you need to think about Kayla's feelings as much as you think about yours. Because let's just say, can I just get to the point here? That Kayla isn't the only one who's being bullied online anyway. So I'm not here to judge. I just want you guys to understand that you guys are not the only people online who gets bullied or have feelings. So you need to think about other people's feelings too. And please leave my friend Kayla alone. Thank you very much. And I hope Kayla appreciate that I mentioned that. Because I did say to her that I will mention her. So yeah, I just thought should tell you guys to give Kayla a chance. And like I said, no excuse or anything, just please give Kayla another chance. Okay? And I know it's your decision, but sometimes I just think that you guys need to, think positive, no negative, something like that. So, yeah. And besides, I do handle criticism from time to time, as well. It depending on unless you're trying to be reasoning with me or something, as long you're trying to be gentle or something. But if you're going to be really serious, like in a bad way, then no, because that's not gonna gonna help anything. Well, everything. And I'm only saying this to get it out of my chest. So yeah. So I know how you guys are feeling right at the moment because of this whole, bullying and such. But I did have some people who asked me for an advice and such and that. Well, the only way I could give you guys the best advice is to ignore. Because, let's just say, my parents always say to me to stop the drama is to not get involved with anyone. And the only way to deal with it is to ignore them. Let them do whatever they do until they get bored and give up. And I know this is something that you will find it really hard to ignore, but you just have to at least try, but more than just trying, okay? Because this is important to keep yourself healthy and safe. Yeah, so like that. And also don't respond to those type of people when they post about you or something like that. Because if you respond to them, the more they upset you, something like that. And if they want your attention, then that's their problem, not yours. So yeah, and don't you worry about it, everyone, because if it happens again, come to me or someone else or whoever who that will support you. And if you have this sort of feeling about quitting YouTube because of this whole bullying, please don't quit, because let's just say, I know some of you will have decisions and that in your own way, special way. Let's just say sometimes quitting YouTube can't always be the answer sometimes. Well, it can. Well, it kind of depends on how the situation goes. But if it's just something like only a little sort of thing about being bullied or that, well, there's no point sometimes, really. So, and besides, no matter, because I think you're a wonderful um user because you make a lot of brilliant and creative content and will always be the best user on earth. Because the more you get upset and share your response to those people who bullies you, the more the drama keeps getting worse. And anyway, and besides, they don't deserve your attention anyways, that's the whole point. And I think you deserve better. Well, I just don't think it, but clearly you do deserve better. So yeah, it's best to stay away from these, bullies online or in real life, of course. So yeah, I think reality. And I know it's going to be hard, but this is the only option I could possibly can give you. Yeah, so like that. And fighting back isn't an answer. Because let's just say, if you fight back, the more the drama keeps getting, growing and growing. Yeah, something like that. And using hate based on people, that's just nothing but silly. And I'm sorry for saying it, but that's just my own personal fact. Because let's just say it's not just any own opinion, I think, but it is a true fact that sometimes using hate based on some people that you barely know behind the account on whoever the person is, let's just say it's just a waste of your time. And I mean, I know you have some reasons, but sometimes you can't just go and say those reasons all the time because you don't always have the right to spread hatred towards people that you don't even know, you know. So yeah, because I just think hate bait is stupid. And I'm sorry for saying it, but it's true. And it's getting ridiculous. Hmm. And yes, and using death threats, that's nothing but also stupid and silly. And it's, and I think whoever had these sort of things in their heads about threatening some people or death threatening or something like that, I think you guys need to chill out, like like literally, because I think you just needed to like grow out of it, stop being a bully and stop getting so aggressive when someone say things to you, like when they say to you like to leave them alone or something, and then you decided to give them a death threat or something. Well, that's not gonna happen, and and also it doesn't help. Hmm. And yes, of course, if you don't like whoever, just ignore them and move on. Because, say, let's just say, there's no point on staying on the channel if you really don't like them at all. Just move on and, and do something else to do in your life. Because, and I hate to say it, but I just think whoever has this sort of issues with some people has sad lives. And I'm sorry for saying that, but that's kind of, well, I just say, as my parents sometimes say things like that when someone bullies other people and said that they're just people who just have sad lives anyway. And I'm sorry for saying it, but that's just the way it is in life. And yeah, same. And same things by like making fake accusations that some people never do or never done. Let's just say doing these kind of things like saying about you know when you decided to accuse someone, but like falsely, that's just jumping to conclusions. And I think you need to think twice about it because you can't just go and make a fake accusation because you think it is going to help you, but clearly it doesn't because you think you're clever enough to do something stupid like that. I just kind of think you need to grow up. And I'm sorry for saying it, but you have to think the person's feelings behind the account, no matter who you don't like. And it doesn't matter if you either do like them or don't like them, it doesn't matter. You need to think about their feelings aside from yours. And let's just say, you know what I mentioned about Emma? Well, let's just say, well, it's already done now, but I still remember the time when some people were still banging about it. And I did kind of said to them that about when are they going to realize that they're the only people on YouTube who are still banged about it and keep bringing it up. And I'll just say I kind of just find it a bit silly sometimes when people who still bring, bring it up, no matter who else are moving on from it, something like that. And I think it's something to do with because whenever bullies them. So what I said to them that well, let's just say they need so much. So to those who still are going on about Emma right now or something, It's clearly you are not having it and still find it okay to bully Emma back just because she bullies you. So no matter what excuse you have to say, not all of your excuses doesn't mean you have every right. Because you are in the wrong for always complaining, keep looking up on Emma, and worst of all, you keep renting her back just because she runs on you, and that is just unhealthy. And you're wasting your own time and waste of energy for doing so. And if you can't handle Emma like anyone can, then that's fine. But you have a choice. You either leave Emma alone or something like that, or leave YouTube. That's the only choice. Well, I'm not saying it to be rude or anything, but that's just an advice. There. So, if you can't handle Emma, then there's no one I can do, I'm afraid. And, um, and let's just be honest, guys. The internet, including YouTube itself or whatever social medias you're on or have or something, are not always the safe places to be on because there's just loads of bullying going on. And I just wish bullying should be banned for good. And I know that I can't control that. Although, I forgot to mention, whatever people say things or whatever, or do things, you can't control it. Only those who can. Because you can't really control other people's decisions or whatever. But you can control your own. Something like that. And you really think fighting is going to resolve everything or to make yourself better? Well, clearly it doesn't. No, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, and I also need to mention this because I nearly forgot. I learned this from Baraka's Ladybug, but I also did mention it in this post, and I did kind of said, love always conquers hate because love will always win. Yes. And yeah, what to say? So, so like I said about people, insulting people who have autism. So can I just get to the point that there are loads of people out there who do seem to insult people who does have autism. And insulting us or attacking us just because we have autism, well, can I just be honest with you guys? I just feel like you need to accept that we do have autism and also accept that most people with autism have feelings as you could imagine. You can't just go ahead and saying horrible things about us just because we have autism or disability or whatever, or all different special kinds. Because no matter what you have to say, it's just pointless and no matter what excuse or whatever you have to say, still not okay to pick on us just because we have autism. Because it's just cruel. So yeah, whether you like it or not, we are still people. We have different lives. And just because we have autism, it doesn't mean we are different to you. Well, we are different people, of course, as a person, but we still are humans. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And and treating us badly just because of it, well, it's just the waste of time. And and to tell the truth, no matter what you say, we have every right sometimes to tell you if we have autism or something. Well, sometimes we don't, not all the time. Depends on the situation. But still, we can't get the words right here. Well, I just wanted to say, sometimes people can't always keep using the word autism anyway because it's just pointless. Because you can't always use it as an example anyway. Just because you get bullied by someone, or if it's you who bullied them, no matter what, you know. And and it's like you can't seem to handle it because you think you're clever enough to tell everyone that using the word autism as an excuse. Well, you have no clue on who you're talking to or dealing with. And yes, of course, I have autism myself, and there's nothing wrong with being autistic or having autism or whatever, or disability or whatever. And if that's your problem, then that's your problem to deal with. So you need You have a choice of to show some respect no matter what your opinion is. Yeah, something like that. And you do need to realize that autism is a special condition and it helps some of us people with autism to feel special. And none of your harsh words or whatever, or giving us some facts about something, whatever, well, none of it can change the facts of how we act differently compared to those who doesn't have autism. And yes, no matter who you hate, you still need to give them more respect. Nobody deserves to be bullied just because we are different. You may think that I'm being rude here, but clearly I'm here to tell the facts about it. And if you can't handle the facts, just deal with it. So I'd rather you suggest you should move on and leave us in peace. Leave us alone. Simple. Not that hard. And And this strikes again, be careful of what you have to say to us because you need to control your opinion or your own facts. Because no matter what it is, you need to think twice before saying it. Because like I said, you don't even know who we are behind the account. That's what I'm saying here. Yes. And we can't help ourselves on how will we say things or act differently or something like that. And we may say differently compared to what you say, but you shouldn't really criticize for how we spoke. Something like that. I mean, speak. That's it. Sorry, keep getting my words getting muddled up. And yes, because of how we explain for our own reasons or actions or matters. So yeah, and also you need to start realize that us people with special needs and all kinds are either are or not always relate to autism because there are loads of different kind of things around the world, and yes, and it's also something we have difficulties with communication and like that, no matter what the circumstances is, and you can't always expect some of us people to act mature rather than being childish because autism doesn't make us being childish. It makes us who we are inside and outside, deep down. Because deep down we have feelings too, and not just yourselves. And let's just say, like, for your sake, you think that this is something to be proud of for standing up to us to defend yourself on whatever the situation is. Well, it's okay to stand up for yourselves, but sometimes you need to think about expressing your speech or opinion to others. But to our sake, we know what's best for ourselves too. And it's not alright for you guys to think it's okay to think something like judge us by the book or the word autism. So please think about it. I do not need to hear any more excuses from anyone who criticize people who are made to have autism. And of course, it is not fair on us. And besides, there may be some people who, who does not have autism because some of them treat us with good and loyal. So like I said, think twice about it. And if you can't think anything nice to say or think anything, just don't bother say anything or think about it at all. Just keep it to yourself. Not that hard. And I know it's going to be hard for you, but you need to think about it. I mean, and calling us bad names, especially like swearing all kinds, criticizing how we spell things, write things. I mean, you need to think about it. You can't just go and tell us that how we spell things or something like that because not everyone can spell. Because some people can spell differently, or sometimes they have difficulties of how to write sometimes, or sometimes they have this sort of thing called dyslexia, something like they're not really good at reading or understanding those words, so like that. That's all I want to say. So, I'm bad mouthing about the way we spell things on YouTube or whatever, and let's just say, well, just pointless. And also, just because some of us can't get a joke, no matter what joke it is that you think it's funny or whatever in your own personal opinion, but that doesn't mean we are being dumb. Not anyone can be like anyone else. we have our special minds and we only get up what we get as a joke because people can have their own opinion and belief. So yeah, and and I do remember this some user who did those things to other people, but not to me, of course. But I did make a post about it, like probably like 5 months ago this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I yeah, something like that. So anyway, and well, but anyway, it just needs to stop. Yeah. Mm. Oh, and yes, whatever these type of people are saying to you, just don't let that negativity get to you, because you're only doing it to wind yourself up, to drive yourself with suicide attempt or something like that. Yeah. And besides, killing yourself isn't really an answer either, including about like fighting back. Well, none of them are the answers really. The only way to deal it is to ignore. And I know it's going to be something really hard to accept, but you've got to do more than just trying, you know. Just saying, yeah. So it's best to take my advice, and it will help you to feel a lot better. And if I was you, I would just ignore those type of people and always go to a grown up or someone that you know in real life about it if it's affecting your mental health or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I get how you guys are feeling right now, and I know this is something that makes you feel uncomfortable, but I feel the same way. So, but don't worry, but I don't normally show it, but let's just say I kind of feel like, standing up for myself and for others too. Because I always think about other people too as I think about myself. Because think about other people and not just myself all the time is something really special and it's really a good thing to do. Always think about others. Always put them before yourself. All the time. Every time. Yeah. And if someone did something that makes you feel uncomfortable, just don't overreact. Don't respond to it or respond to them. Just try your best to ignore them because that's the only way to deal with this situation. And just because you think you have the power over most people, but clearly you don't. I just think you're power greeting people. Yeah, sorry about it. Well, anyway, I just think this is really needs to stop. And I'm sorry for disappointing you guys, but this is something serious and it needs to stop. No matter how much you don't like it, whoever I really appreciate if you just think about it, think twice, give up, and stop being so aggressive to us people when we've done nothing to you. And I'm sorry for saying it, but I had to put my foot down and to get my words up and that. And yes, I'm here to stand up for myself, but I'm also here to stand up for those who have the same issue or situation. So anyway, I'll leave you guys to it. And if I wanted to want to make another video about this or sometime or in the future, I'll think about it. So anyway, I'll leave you guys to it, and I hope you can understand all those things I said in this video. And I might as well make a part 2. Depends. I don't know. But it's clearly up to me anyway. So anyway, and like I said, remember, make sure you understand of what you're doing is making attention and to upset other people and setting yourself as well. And causing drama isn't going to solve everything. The only way to solve everything is to talk sense to each other and, talk about it instead of fighting. And I'm sorry guys, but this needs to stop. Yeah. So anyway, I'll leave you guys to it. And I just hope you can understand what I'm saying here. Bye everyone.